How's it feel 24 hours out?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You come down here, it feels real. Just exciting times though, seeing all your friends. So yeah, once tomorrow comes, it'll be really cool.
Have you sort of settled in your mind, like seen what could play out, like, you know, when you just close your eyes and think about what Friday night could be like?
It's been so busy, honestly, not really. Yesterday, I went to Upper Deck, did a bunch of things, and just a big travel day, and I got here and I passed out when I got here. So I had a really good sleep last night, but the time change and stuff, getting used to. So no, really haven't thought about anything, but just enjoying it while I can.
If it is the Islanders, have you been doing research on the organization? Do you feel like you've got a good handle of who they are and what they think of you?
Yeah, obviously. You know, you look at teams. I know my agent has a bunch of clients. They're Bo Horvat. So, you know, you talk to them down the road. A lot of people reached out when I lost, you know, my mom, my Billa mom. So, yeah, I know they got a great group and they have a great organization.
You told us that you've been training with Pellick this summer. Have you talked to him at all recently?
Yeah, I've been training there a bunch. I haven't got to see him too much because my schedule has been super crazy with coming to the draft and everything. But, you know, all summer I'll be working with him.
What do you know about, you know, living in New York and all that would be, and the pressures of New York? Have you asked anything about that?
No, I have not. I mean, I've been to New York once for a concert last summer. It's pretty cool. Like, I was downtown actually, so yeah, I haven't been to Long Island or anything, but I hear it's all really nice.
Who'd you see?
Morgan Wallen. Yeah, so pretty good country singer. So I'm seeing him this summer. So excited.
What's it going to be like to hear your name?
Yeah, I mean everything. It's every kid's dream, and especially mine. You work so hard up to this point, and to hear it, it's obviously really cool. But the work just starts now.
How can you describe the first contact that you had with Spencer Down, new GM of the Islanders?
Yeah, it was really cool. He was a great guy. I've heard a lot of great things about him, and obviously he met, you know, all the talks about him. So I'm really happy he got the GM job. Happy for him, and yeah, a lot of great stuff coming for the organization.
What would it mean to you to be the first pick, to be the Islanders' first pick, with, you know, being a defenseman in that organization?
Yeah, like I said, I mean a lot. I want to get drafted, but I also want to be the best player. It's, you know, a thing that comes to your mind. Obviously, you really can't control anything now. You just got to enjoy the process, and you showed everything you had all season, and you had the combine, you know, to meet everyone and just be yourself. So really, you just enjoy the process, and whatever happens, happens.
The fact that you played only 21 games so far this year, this season, was there something that was like bothering you, meaning of it could cost me a couple of places at the draft, or the fact that you didn't play much?
Not really. When I was playing, I was just playing, putting my head down, work boots on, and going to work. And obviously, I left it all out there. Maybe if I didn't, it would. But no, I honestly, you know, you play the game because you love it, and you just work as hard as you can.
What's it been like to have out here? I mean, obviously, dad and brother live here.
About 30, I think. Yeah, there's quite a bit. A lot of cousins. I got my best friend. So yeah, there's a lot of people coming out, and there's a party back at home at a pub they're doing. So it's filled. It's like, you know, but it's not crazy big, but so many people are going. So like, okay, well, we'll squeeze everyone in quickly before. So yeah, no, it's super exciting.
Matt, you seem to be a
competitor. What's it been like to just not play and wait for this for the last 4 or 5 months?
Not fun at all. Like, no hockey player doesn't like playing hockey, and watching it's a lot more stressful. And you know, I'm sitting there and I'm grabbing, like, you know, the desk and like the chair I'm on, and I'm rocking and I'm trying to stand still, but I just want to be out there. But honestly, you just got to be a good teammate and help your team in any way possible, and that's what I tried to do.
What was it like at the World Juniors? Obviously that was so disappointing, and then seeing the team kind of fall off after you got hurt.
Yeah, I was very sad after, and it wasn't because I was in pain, it was because I wanted to play for my team and my country. It's a big thing going to play for the World Juniors. I thought about it, you know, since I was a little kid, and our country came out to support us. It was on home soil, so you know, to miss out of a tournament like that, it's not fun. I mean, obviously a lot worse things can happen, but yeah, you know, if I got to play in that tournament, I would have tried to help my team out in any way possible.
Can you tell fans what they're getting when they take you?
Yeah, I mean, great singer and dancer. No, no, on the ice, a two-way defenseman that can play, you know, all over the ice, power play, penalty kill, very competitive and loves to win. Off the ice, I love to talk, as you guys can tell. I'm a leader, but yeah, honestly, you know, the fans mean a lot to me, and you know, if they want autographs or anything, which, you know, I don't know why they would want one really, but you know, if they do in pictures, I love taking the time because they come out to support us so much.
In 10 years, I'll remember that comment. I'll get back to you in 10 years.
Will you be be able to be on ice Monday, regardless of which team drafts you at a summer development game?
I've been skating, working out for the whole summer. I'm fully cleared, so yeah, I'm able to do anything.
How much pride do you just take in your defensive game? I know last talked about your mobility, but just defensively.
Yeah, so I remember my first year in the OHL last year was I was more defensive, and I didn't show my offensive ability, so everyone was questioning. They got to see my defensive side, and then I showed my offensive side this season a lot more. So I think that really showed I can play both ways.
How's your physical game in the defensive end?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, I can improve. In a lot of ways, whether it's physical game, there's always room to improve, and I'm always looking to improve.
You say obviously defensemen take longer to develop. Does it maybe help you that you do have that defensive game already?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I like to learn from a lot of guys. Mark Giordano's my D coach, so just hearing from him, he's been in the league a lot and he knows a lot. So just hearing from him, I think will help me a lot. When I come into the league.
When you talk to him about Patrick Waugh?
Yeah, or not really. I've skated with him a couple times, and it's just been a lot of stuff on the ice. And honestly, I like to pick his brain about his route to the OHL and NHL. And he didn't get drafted in both, but the work ethic he had, he puts his head down. And he's a great player, one of North. So it's pretty cool to have that guy in the corner.
But have you done your research on Patrick Waugh?
Yeah, when I was at the Upper Deck office yesterday, there's a lot of signed stuff from him. So it was pretty cool. So yeah.
When you were out injured, how much video work were you doing? How are you finding ways to get better when you couldn't skate and play?
Yeah, whenever I was able to, do a little bit more in the gym, I was always doing it. And obviously, I had watch my boundaries and not overstep. But I tried to go as much as I could without it hurting, because I wanted to come back as soon as possible. But yeah, obviously, I love watching clips maybe from the World Juniors, what I could have done, and like I said, maybe not hit the net, but there's a lot of things you can really improve.
What do you think tomorrow's going to be like, just because it's a different kind of draft? I mean, it's not in a big arena with thousands of fans. It's going to be, what have you been told? What are you expecting?
To me, a draft's a draft. So I know a lot of other people that have been to other drafts are saying that it's going to be different, but for me, this is my first draft, and I'm just looking forward to it.
How emotional will it be for you? You have been outspoken about your mom and everything. Just what will be on your mind tomorrow?
Yeah, obviously I wish you could be there. I think that's probably the biggest thing I'll be thinking about when I hear my name called, but I know she'll be smiling down. So yeah, like I said, I wish you could be there. I know she's with me in spirit. I know my dad and brother will probably have some tears. I think I'm going to have some tears. We'll see though. I mean, I guess time will tell.
What do you think she's going to do? What would she think about all this?
Yeah, I think she'd be very happy. I think she'd be crying as well. So, if maybe it starts to rain tomorrow, she could be crying. So, but no, yeah, she definitely have some happy tears for sure. But just all the days of me being able to shoot on her and everything, back then.
Left side or blocker side?
Blocker side. Her girl's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like she likes the windmills and exaggerate it a bit. But
how did you get hooked up with Mark Giordano? How did that sort of play out?
Yeah, so I work with Brian Marshall. He's my trainer in Mississauga, and Mark Giordano trained with him. And then he promised him that he'd be the D coach for all the guys. So it was perfect. I got a great trainer and a great D coach. So it worked out perfect.
What stood out to you? We all watch Mark Giordano the player. How's Mark Giordano the coach? What does he focus on? What is he like?
He cares about you so much, and you can really go to any coach, but he knows exactly. There's so much brains behind all his drills, but he's a great person. He wants me to do the best, so he's always pushing me to be better.
He's just a big shot blocker. Is he giving you some tips on that?
100%. I want him to put on the equipment one day and teach me a couple things, maybe blow me up a couple times or something. So, but no, he's just been having just skates on no full equipment. So maybe I'll get him full equipment one day.
Is there anyone in the NHL that you try to model your game after, or someone that you like to look at and go, I'd like to play like that?
Yeah, obviously a lot of different guys. I want my game to be all around, like Kalmakar, Hagen, and those are two great guys to look at. Obviously, if I pick Mark Giordano, his D side of the game is like what I want to have. I want to have that all-around game where when I'm in the D zone, I'm shutting down. When I'm in the O zone, I'm dominating in the offensive zone. So yeah, there's a lot of things, that I want to improve. And like I said, I'm still working every day to, better my game to the best. And there's always going to be things to improve on. So yeah.
Has Pelly told you anything about what it's really like defending some of these guys in the NHL?
Yeah, he's a great defenseman. I haven't got into that much depth with him, but he's told me a lot of great things, and he's a great player, so it's pretty easy for him.
What have you learned about yourself through this entire process?
Yeah, just to enjoy it. Like, you face so much adversity in life, and you really can't control it. You just gotta enjoy it. You know, you never want to waste time away. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is enjoy it, and the process is fun and long, and you only go through one. So,
Matthew, what are you most looking forward to experiencing Friday night?
I think the biggest thing is just hearing your name called. It's pretty cool, and seeing all your friends' names get called. You play with them growing up. You win tournaments. You play against them. You hit each other. You block their shots. So you remember a lot of memories, and to see a lot of your friends and yourself to go, it's pretty cool. But the work only starts.
What have you learned about James Hagens through this process?
Yeah, I mean, great guy. Obviously, I think, you know, not one guy's bad guy. Everyone's, you know, super amazing. Everyone's super close. You get to meet each other over the years. I played against him in the U17 or under 18 tournament in Finland. So yeah, I got to know him. Obviously, I know a lot of the OHL guys better because I got to play against them better. But yeah, he's a good guy.
When did it hit you that, like, you know what, I'm pretty good at this game? Tell me a little bit about your growth in this sport.
Yeah, you're playing younger, you're playing with your friends, you want to be with them, and then you start playing more and more, and then you're like, maybe this could be, you know, like a full-time job kind of thing, and, you know, maybe I want to go somewhere. It's every kid's dream to play in the NHL, but then it becomes a little bit more real. So, yeah, for me, I don't really think about it too much, but my brother and dad are like, wow, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it's hockey, right? Like, you go out there and play because you love it, and, you know, if good things happen, they happen, but you just got to go out there and work hard. But yeah, nothing's really kicked in too much right now because I don't think about it, like, too much. So I guarantee you tomorrow night, though, it for sure will.
Have a lot of colleges hit you up just for...
Not personally me, maybe my agent, but you know, my goal is to be in the NHL, so yeah, I'll just focus on that this summer.
Matt, what have the folks in Erie meant to you over the last 2 years on and off the ice?
Yeah, they've done so much. Obviously, with all the adversity I've went through, they've had my back through it all. Jim Waters, my owner that passed away, and his wife Sheila Waters, they've done, you know, everything for me to succeed. They will do anything for me, and they're great people, and I'd consider them family now. So yeah, they've done so much. Dave Brown, the GM. So yeah, it's been amazing there. I love my time there, and, you know, they've set me up for success.
It's quite a list of guys to go 1 in the O and 1 in the NHL. What would that mean to you? To be, you know, 1 in the OHL and then 1 in the show?
Well, Connor McDavid won it, and fellow Erie Otter, so he's a great player. So you know, you look up to him. You know, be the person he is, be the player he is on and off the ice. He loves winning. So yeah, you know, to see him go through the organization and then, you know, get drafted first overall is pretty cool. And, you know, a lot of guys, I mean, it'd be an honor. So yeah.
You said that the process coming to this was fun for you, but how did you find fun being scrutinized that much? When you name him rankings, being judged, being analyzed that much? How did you balance these two realities?
I mean, you don't think about it at the end of the day. You, like I said, you enjoy the time. You enjoy the time you get with your friends. I mean, you're with your family. You might not be able to see them as much, and, you know, you don't take any day for granted. So honestly, I don't look at the rankings or anything, and that's just all whatever. I mean, tomorrow night, if you're your name called, then I think that's pretty true, right? So yeah, honestly, you just kind of zone it out and just enjoy your time.
You don't look at it at all?
No, I mean, you see them pop up, but it's like whatever. Like, you know, you want to go just like work harder and harder because, you know, it's not said and done till, you know, that Friday at the draft. So honestly, it motivates me if anything. But yeah, I honestly just zone it out.
Matt, have you allowed yourself, I know you're busy with hockey, to watch Islander games or to see how they play or to know something about the team?
Yeah, like I said, I've heard a lot about the team. Bo Horvat, I know really well. So yeah, I honestly don't watch hockey that much, to be honest. It's, for me, I love, you know, when I'm at the rink, it's all hockey. When I'm away from it, it's, you know, going out for dinner with your teammates, doing a lot of things away from the rink, so you can get that, you know, mental refresh, be a kid. So I honestly, I don't watch hockey that much, or sports in general. I like playing it more than watching it.
And video games too, I'm sure.
Yeah, like video games. That was more like a COVID thing when, like, all the guys were at home and, like, we'd hop on video games. Me and my brother fighting over who's gonna play it. So yeah.
How's your golf game?
Sorry, what game? NHL or Call of Duty, probably. Sorry, golf game?
Yeah, how's the golf game?
It can get better. It can get better. Like, it's alright. I'm working on it. I got new clubs. I got to learn how to hit them. So happy I'm not bringing them to the golf thing today because I don't know where they'd go. Probably in the trees if there's any there, or the water. So hopefully I don't lose too many balls today.
You talk about Bo Horvat. Just what it means to be teammates with him.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. He's with my agency. He's been a great guy. I mean, I've heard so many great things about him, and I heard he's a great leader. So, you know, to have that guy in your corner would be amazing.
Do you anticipate this being one of the most emotional nights of your life?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think my mom's gonna go right into my head when I get picked, because I wish she could be here. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of things that play a part in it, but it's more happy tears than anything.
Do you know, obviously a young kid going to a big city, maybe what your support system is gonna be like? You plan on living with somebody? You plan on bringing them? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, obviously I think I'll live with someone. I know a lot of people out there. I know my agent knows a lot of players in the past. So yeah, there's a lot of things that come into play. But I think your support system has a big part, and my family's super close. And my dad will be traveling all over, so he's retired. So I'll be going all over, and I know my mom will be right by him. So yeah, your support system's huge, and that's from your family to your agents to your friends. And you got to have that balance where maybe you have a bad day, call your friends up. You'll have guys in your corner that will always want you to be the best, and they'll always have your back.
Regardless of which team takes you, how do you convince that organization to keep an 18-year-old defenseman on the roster rather than get another year in the juniors?
Obviously, if you go to camp, you think you're ready, you obviously talk to them. If they don't think you're ready, I don't think there's much. You don't want to push it, and then you're not ready. I mean, it's obviously a good conversation you have. And if I go into camp and I do really well, and they go, I think you're ready, then obviously that's a conversation you have. But honestly, you just go out there, work as hard as you can. If you're mature enough to be there, I think it's a great decision.
So what's your emotions like on the eve of your biggest day in your life right now?
Yeah, it's excitement. You wait for this moment your whole life, and here it comes. It's a really big moment. You just have to soak it with your family and friends.
When you see signs or hear about signs bring Hagens home, how do you react?
It's cool. It's really special. You don't know what's going to happen on draft day, so it's something that you hear, something you see that's really cool.
What do you think of the change of the format? Would you like to walk down the stairs and go up to the stand and pick up a jersey?
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I'm not too sure the format is this year, but I love how we're all here. I'm glad that we all are, so I'm sure it'll still be really cool.
You've spoken about how competitive you are, your desire to go number one. However it shakes down tomorrow, is there going to be disappointment or just elation, that you got picked?
I mean, I don't think you could be disappointed getting picked by any team here, so it's an exciting time. Wherever you go, you just want to be at a place that wants you.
James, have you talked to the other players just about, hey, where do you think you're going, or am I going behind you, am I going in front of you? What's the whole kind of like?
No, I haven't really made those jokes or asked them that, so we'll see on the golf course today.
How's your game?
We'll find out. It's not too pretty right now. So,
how does the thought of possibly winding up as an Islander, what would that mean?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot. Somewhere you grow up, something you took so much pride in as a kid, and still to this day, it'd be really something that it'd be really cool. Being able to come home to go back to where it all started, it'd be special.
Would it be kind of surreal because you've been to the games?
Yeah, definitely. I've been around it for my whole life. It's what kind of got me to love hockey, so it's something that I know I'd love.
Did you have a favorite player growing up?
I loved Tavares. I loved Patrick Kane. Growing up, going to Isles games, I loved Matt Martin as well. He was someone that brought energy on the ice. But
your style of game, right?
Yeah, definitely. So close to it.
Well, the Long Island guys who have made it before you, were they any sort of a role model? And what is where you are sort of speak to, where Long Island hockey is right now?
Yeah, I think my brother was honestly one of the biggest role models for me. I think Tanner Adams as well. He was at Providence. There were two guys that I was on the younger team. I always wanted to be like my brother. I wanted to play hockey like them. I always wanted to play with them on their teams. And those guys pushed me to be my best. Growing up every day and just being around them, it was always competitive. I had to do a lot extra just to be right up there with them. So being able to learn that and kind of just grow up that way, I'm really grateful for it.
Have you been able to pick Coronado's brain at all throughout this process?
Yeah, I'm good buddies with him. So he just said, this is a really cool moment. Obviously, he just signed a really big contract, so he's in a great spot. He loves it. He said, you know, you just want to go to a spot that wants you.
Speaking of picking guys' brains, a lot of BC guys that you played with are now in the show. Ryan Leonard being one of them, getting called up, and he got to immediately join, you know, a competitive team with the Caps and the OE chase and everything. Have you gotten to lean on him or Gabe or any of the other guys?
Yeah.
And what have they told you about this experience?
Yeah, I was texting with Ryan yesterday. They're both good buddies of mine, Gabe and Ryan and fellas. So just being able to, you know, stay in contact with those guys while they're going through the process, while they're signing, going to their games, watching them, talking to them. It's a great relationship we all have. You know, like I said before, they just said you don't know what's going to happen. It's not like you're the one picking the picks, so you know you just got to be ready for whatever team picks you.
Did you get to go to his debut in Boston?
Yeah, I did.
And how was that experience?
It was really cool, especially being able to see kind of him following, being along with Obi breaking that record. I mean, not many people could step into a team and play in playoffs right away too. So it was really cool. It was a special moment.
And with the opportunity to be on potentially an Islander or some of these other Metro teams at the top, how excited are you to face some of your former teammates at the National Hockey League level?
I think that's one of the coolest things I'm really excited for, just being able to be back on the ice playing against them. It'd be really cool.
James, when you think about, he mentioned Long Island, have you looked at the history of some of the guys that have gone through the draft and the history and some of the guys have set the way for you?
Yeah, definitely. Just growing up being around hockey, growing up watching the draft every year, I think I've seen it all. So,
what do you think you have to prove at the next level? I know you have a lot of skill, but what do you think you want to prove to teams?
Yeah, anyone that really doubts my hockey ability or doesn't think that you're the best player in the draft, it comes on to stepping back on the ice and just being able to show it there. There's nothing you can do now. I know once I get back on the ice, that's the first thing I'm going to try to do. So.